everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we are here to give you our WSL Players of the Season. So we've got five different categories. We've got Goalkeeper of the Season, Defender of the Season, Midfielder of the Season, Forward of the Season, and Player of the Season, the year. One overall player that we thought, you've done well this year, Hon. Well done.
Yes.
Yes.
I like doing this because although obviously we predominantly look into the Liverpool team, when it comes to this season and obviously the disappointment of Liverpool, I think we've sort of been forced to look more deeper into the other teams and the other players, and then when you kind of look back and see wow, they've actually been on fire, some of these players. And because I feel like I'm so wrapped up in Liverpool, that's all I think about, whereas there's 10, 12 other teams that are out there with some amazing players, so it's quite cool to sort of reflect and go through all of that.
Yeah, definitely. It was but also I was when you gave me the categories, and I was wait, who plays where, who, because some people play midfield, but then so for example, Chloe Kelly was one player who we both discussed, and we were yeah, but would you put it in the midfielder? Would you put it in the forwards category? I think we both decided that she's more of a forward, but then it was just sort of well.
Wikipedia said forward, and I like to go by Wikipedia sometimes in this sense. So I was yeah, she's a forward.
Yeah. So we'll go one by one in each position that we've chosen. And you can play along at home. You can let us know in the comments below who you'd have picked. Yes. If you agree with us, disagree with us. Who knows? Amy, do you want to kick us off with your goalkeeper of the season?
I very well diddly do. I have chosen, now with the goalkeepers, I think it's actually quite difficult. Yeah. Because I feel like this sounds really, really terrible. They've either been really good or had disappointing moments. There's sort of no one in between. In my opinion, anyway. Others might think differently. I've gone with Ellie Roebuck because I feel like when I give an award, which I don't necessarily give every single week, but when I give an award, I do it on things that I can remember that someone's done a significant moment and things like that I've been wow. And when I'm thinking of goalkeepers, I immediately thought of that save she did in the Manchester derby right at the beginning of the season, that Jane Ross save.
Yeah.
And I was just wow, okay. And then she kind of was able to back it up the rest of the season. Obviously, she's been in with England and played some high profile games with England as well. So I think she's definitely been put there for a reason. And Man City have the most clean sheets, and although that's obviously got to do with defence as well, obviously the goalkeeper plays a massive part in that. Yeah, I just to say how young she is and how professional she is, and just her the way that she conducts herself on and off the pitch. I think it's something to commemorate her for. So yeah, that's kind of why I've chosen her, and I definitely think there's more to be seen from her over the next few seasons for sure, and I presume that she's gonna stick with Man City for a while as well.
Yeah, I think she's been fortunate as well, because obviously Karen Bardsley's been out for a lot of the season due to injury and whatnot, so she probably wouldn't have got much of a chance as she has this season without Karen Bardsley being injured. So she sort of grasped the opportunity and done really well with it, and it's she'll be thinking next season, well, I want to still be number one next season. It's how do I, in this period now before next season starts, how do I train, how do I go about conducting myself in order to be that person who's number one again next season?
How to get better, sort of.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I went for Anne-Katrin Berger, is it? I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce her name, from Chelsea. Obviously really good goalkeeper, really she's been in the game for a while, experienced, and Chelsea have obviously been superb this season. She played 13 matches and only conceded 11 goals, I'm pretty sure. So that's a pretty decent number. And I think I'm right in saying that Chelsea didn't lose a game when she played in the league. So if the stats were correct that I looked at today, then like that's pretty impressive.
Solid, yeah.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
the whole Chelsea squad themselves, like their defense is like amazing. So obviously that's like part and parcel to that. But if you don't have a good goalkeeper, in between the sticks, then no matter how good your defense is, you're still going to keep goals. So I think that she's been like a really standout player this season for Chelsea, and it's just a really overall good goalkeeper. So she'd get my vote there.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think Chelsea have a sort of a great goalkeeping sort of union as it is. It's like obviously Carly Telford as well being an English international. Like there's a lot of competition in that team. So I think they've got a brilliant setup there. And again, I agree with everything you said. Like obviously to have that sort of record, I mean, you've got to be doing something right, and equally Chelsea have benefited massively from that with the fact that PPG was decided, and obviously that'll have had a lot to input. I think that's the right word. That'll have input into the PPG as a whole, especially when it comes to it. So yeah, I definitely agree with you on that sense.
Yeah. Well, who's your defender then? Who have you gone for?
Okay. Well, this one was actually quite hard. I'd come up with quite a few of them. But I think I kind of went, see, I'm already doubting my decision, but I've got reasons for the person that I've made, and I'll say like the other people that I had as well. I've gone with Leah Williamson. I just think she's grown so much as like a player in just this season. Like she's always been building on like the last few seasons especially, but I just feel like this season she's sort of like stepped it up another level. And although she is only 23, she was playing like she'd been playing for like a 27-year-old or someone who's been in the game for a lot longer. I thought it was also interesting that they trialled her in the number 6 as well, and she sort of excelled in that. It wasn't just a case of her being a centre back. She excelled as the number 6 for Arsenal sometimes as well. So I think versatility is definitely something that she's added to her game, and even attacking wise, like the amount of times we've seen like through balls from her that have gone into like the attacking third, and she's sort of like set up an attack. It's just immense, and yeah, just an all-round solid defender in my opinion. My other person I had was Magdalena Eriksson of Chelsea.
Yeah.
Just in terms of like leadership, absolutely incredible. But I think in terms of like personal opinion, I've gone for Leah over her.
Yeah, she was like definitely top 3 for me along with like Eriksson. But I've gone a bit like not wild because like she's a really good player, but like I don't think a lot of people would have chosen her, and I've gone with Millie Turner from Man United.
Nice.
Yeah, just throw it out there. Do you know what I mean? But like,
mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, like that Man United squad in like the two seasons that they've really been about, they've literally like exceeded expectations. Like the expectations were already so high, but they've just gone above and beyond. Like obviously they've finished 4th in the WSL this season, which is like amazing, considering it was only their first season in it. But like Millie Turner, only 23, so she's still got so much of a career ahead of her, but she's already making a name for herself at one of the biggest clubs in the world, in the country. United only conceded 12 goals this season, which is like really good, and that's part and parcel to her playing so well in that defence. And plus, like her Instagram content's just really good as well. Like you've got to give like an attention to like all that. You know what I mean? Like both on and off the pitch, you can see how valued she is by like the squad and like Casey Stoney and stuff like that. So it's really refreshing to see like alongside like Leah Williamson, just really good like English centre backs coming up through clubs like Arsenal and Man United, and being able to put like their name and their stamp on things on the team basically.
Yeah, to add to that, I wouldn't be surprised if you'd see her within like the senior England setup, maybe if not next season, the season after, definitely, if she keeps like going the way that she is.
Yeah.
I feel like I like the fact that you've chosen her because it's something different, and I actually think United have sort of been like overlooked a little bit this season. Like obviously they started off really rocky, and they were pretty much near where Liverpool were at the start of the season without picking up too many, and obviously they lost against Bristol, and everyone was like, like what's going on, but they kind of like turned it around, and I feel like you saying to me then they're fourth, I was like, oh, like, because I hadn't really like thought about it, and I never actually like realized. But yeah, I agree with everything you said, and it's cool that we do have these English players that are so young still and have got long careers ahead of them.
Yeah, definitely. Moving on to midfield, then I found this one really tricky. I think this is the hardest one for me out of all 5 categories was midfield, because there's so many like English midfielders, but there's so many like foreign players as well who are like involved in the WSL now, and you're just like, oh my god, like who are you gonna pick? But who was your final decision?
I've gone. I mean, I changed mine last minute.
Yeah.
I've gone with Caroline Weir. For multiple reasons, really. I just think every season she's up there to be nominated as Player of the Season, and that's a massive credit to just her as a player, her work rate, and just her ability to sort of get herself in the right position at the right time. I was toying between her, Rachel Furness of Liverpool, and Kim Little of Arsenal. Like, I was thinking of those 3. There's loads of others that come into play, obviously, as well. But I don't know. I chose her because I just feel like she's got a different flair. Obviously, like coming off the World Cup as well. Like she kind of, I don't know. I think she had an okay World Cup, but I think she definitely felt that she had something more to prove coming into the season, and obviously knowing that there was a bigger audience interested as well, getting the audience on her side. But she just kind of creates these moments of madness, like that goal in the derby as well to win it at the start of the season. I know I go back to it, but she's had so many rocket goals this season, and it's a credit, as I said, it's a credit to her and her work rate. So that's sort of why I've chosen her. And she's 6 assists, 3 goals this season. So she's just pushed on, and she kind of manages to sustain that level of ability and experience and confidence each year, or even build more upon it. So it's brilliant to see a player like that.
Yeah, I can completely agree with her. She's been absolutely amazing for City, and obviously like you touched on like the World Cup and stuff like that. Like she knew she had the audience once coming into the season, and she's proven just how good she is. I've gone for Wrighton from Chelsea.
Nah.
I think she's definitely one of those players this season who's been massively overlooked.
I agree.
Just because of players like Caroline Weir, Kim Little, even like Van der Donk, also like all those names who are highlighted. Players like Wrighton just get overlooked massively. But like for Chelsea this season, she's been incredible. She's got 5 goals, 8 assists, and 15 appearances. So like really good for a midfielder. And like also when Liverpool played them at Prenton just before Christmas, like she was the one player that every time that she got the ball, like she just looked like something was going to happen. She was going to create something, and like to be able to like sort of hold down a position in that Chelsea team when they've got so many amazing players in their squad is like unbelievable. So yeah, she definitely get my pick for midfielder of the season.
I agree. I said to you earlier, and I kind of said at the start of this video as well, I feel like I kind of forget about other teams.
Yeah.
And you made the point exactly. I think she definitely does get overlooked, and I think I've been sort of subject to doing that this season. But yeah, if you just look at the way that she plays, the way that she's just settled into the WSL, like she's not been here long at all, and she's sort of adapted straight away. And she's just part of an ever-growing Chelsea side, which is just dominant all the time. And she was a massive part of their campaign this season. So I think a lot of people will agree with you on that one.
Yeah, definitely. And then finally for forward, then I think we've both picked the same person, so I think we can collectively speak about this. Yeah. We've both gone for Bethany England's, like what you can't not. Do you know what I mean? Like her season this season has just been absolutely unbelievable. When Sam Kerr signed for them, I was worried for Bethany England because she'd been on such good form. But like when a player like Sam Kerr comes into your team, you can't not play her. So I was like, well, how are they going to work? Because I didn't really think Chelsea liked playing with two up front. And I was like, well, you can't sort of move one of them into the number 10 or out on the wing because they're not getting the full potential. But as soon as you're seeing like their partnership link up, I was like, oh my God, Chelsea are just going to be so good for so many years because they've got them two up front.
Honestly, I think we spoke about this in like a video ages ago. Like, how are they gonna like fit everyone in? Like, they've got so much attacking talent. Like, obviously, even Frank Kirby as well. She didn't even play this season, so they're probably gonna have to answer that question again when he gets back. But yeah, there was even like people were thinking that she was gonna leave and she was gonna go somewhere else and to get like full game time or whatever. But she kind of just was like, no, like this is my spot. I'm gonna like fight for this spot, and like you can see how much she wanted it, and I think it helped her a lot, like getting into like the England setup as well, becoming like fully invested in that. And so she's had an absolutely phenomenal season. I think it was between her, Miedemar and Chloe Kelly for me as like the three that I was thinking. Obviously, you can throw the likes of Lauren Hemp in there as well. But I think overall, in terms of a forward, Bethany England's got to be there.
You get a better striker than Bethany England. She's got 14 goals and 15 appearances this season. Like,
and she's assisting as well. Like,
yeah, she's got 4 assists. So like, you can't compete with her this season, I don't think, which is like, and it's so nice. I think like also you mentioned England, like she got into the England setup, but I think it might have been the first camp after the World Cup. I don't think she got selected for it.
Yeah.
Or it might have been a different one, I can't remember now, but she didn't get selected for one of the England camps, and there was like uproar from a lot of people because it was like, how can you not take her? Because she's been in like, she made such a brilliant start to the season, and then she didn't get picked for England, and you're like, oh my God, like what more can she do to now become that? Obviously she's got to compete with the likes of like Ellen White, but like if someone's in form, you've got to pick them. So that just proves just how like much everyone like rates it as a player as well.
Yeah, well and truly, I don't think this season you couldn't get much better than her.
No.
She was just absolutely on fire and deserves all the accolades she gets from this season for sure, and I'm sure she'll push on again next season and try to be even better.
Yeah. So who gets your player of the season then? Who's that one player that you were like, yeah, she deserves it?
I think I'm going to go for Chloe Kelly.
Okay.
Something is just telling me to pick her. I just think like she's been a massive part of the way Everton have overturned and sort of turned the page and started a new book, really. Like, they've just been completely transformed, and they needed someone to lead that. And for me, with the amount of goals she scored and the way that she's been scoring goals, like, it was just phenomenal. Like, the talent and everything that comes with it was just incredible. So for me, I think she sort of stole the show in a way. Definitely Beth England is a valid choice as well, and I feel like we're underplaying Miedemar a little bit here. Like, Miedemar still got 40 goals this season, but I think it's because we expect it from her that we're less surprised when it happens, which is almost like a compliment to her, that we're so used to her being brilliant, we forget to sort of recognise her for it. So it was so close between all of them, but just from a personal point of view, the way that Chloe sort of reinvented Everton is definitely something to celebrate, and well, not celebrate because obviously Everton, but like appreciate for sure.
Definitely. I went for Beth in England just off the basis of literally everything we've just spoken about, like the season she's had, how she's played, the way she's just been able to. Like, for me, she'd be, like, alongside, like, Ericsson, she'd probably be first name on the team sheet for me at Chelsea. Like, she's just been unplayable at times this season. I think you just can't overlook her in that position. Obviously, Chloe Kelly is, like, she was amazing. Like, we both said at the start of this, like, we both wanted her in, like, one of those other categories, but we just didn't know where to put her. I think, like you said, Miedemar, she was, like, a really, really good player this season. Like, you just can't overlook it at any moment. But like you said, it's just like you sort of expect it, so you don't want to just constantly be like, me the man every time you've got like stuff like this. Other players to note, obviously you mentioned Caroline Weir was your midfielder. Fairness, like what she's done for us this season has been absolutely insane. Like literally, she's
I think if you were...
Go
on.
Oh, I was just going to say, we're so like behind. What?
You go. No, you go.
So she's only played like 4 games for us, and like literally, she's so indispensable to our team. Like, I can't imagine not having her in our side next season, because it makes me feel a bit anxious. I'm like, oh no, like I really need fairness in our 11, because I feel like she's just transformed us so much, both like on and off the pitch.
For sure, I think if you was to choose one player who has made the biggest impact in a team, so for example, coming into a team straight off, I think you would sort of have to say Fairness. And I know this is like coming from like taking off the red tinted glasses. I know it's difficult, but I just feel like the way that she sort of brought a new sense of energy to the team, and brought a new sense of like energy and just excitement to the team. Like when she scored that goal against Arsenal, oh my lord, I have not felt emotion. Yeah, not great. My laptop was almost in the pitch, literally. So yeah, so I think she's made the biggest impact in terms of changing a team. I think a lot of teams have been able to sustain a good level, but she came in and like changed the game for Liverpool well and truly. And I can only wish and I can only think about what would have happened if we were able to finish the league, how much more of a difference she could have made. But these things happen. We're over it now. We've built a bridge. We've got over it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just hope that we manage to keep her for a long time, for sure.
Fingers crossed. Other players I've got written down are Lauren Hemp. I think she's had sort of like a breakout season. Obviously, she went to like the She Believes with like England. And I remember watching her when we played USA in the She Believes, and she was up against Kelly O'Hara, who's like literally one of the best right backs in women's football. Like been around for like 10, 11 years. And at some points, like she had the better of her, and I was like, yes, go on. Like really like excited to see her. So she definitely gets a mention. And I think Janine Becky as well for City. She's been really good this season. She's banged a few goals in for them in some crucial times.
Pauline Bremer as well. Absolute goal machine.
Yeah, 100%. I think
it makes you.
Oh, go on.
I'm just saying it makes you appreciate the league when we can rattle off this amount of people and the amount of things that they've done, and like just the long list of players that have just like excelled. It makes you feel like proud to be part of it.
Yeah, definitely. I think as we've gone through this, other players have definitely popped in my head and been like, oh, this person, but like they obviously are number one in each category for this season. Let us know in the comments below who you have chosen. Be interesting to see if there's any other wild cards like thrown in there that we haven't mentioned. But yeah, we'll see you next week with a new podcast. There might be some other videos coming out. I don't know what day this is going out. We're filming on a Tuesday, so we don't know what's going on this week. But keep an eye out on the channel. Yeah, keep an eye out on the channel for all new content, and we will see you all next time in a new video. Bye.